Welcome, welcome, welcome. Carly Ann, hello. Thank you for joining us. Going to be interesting today. Nicole, hello. Oh yeah, here we go. Thank you for the hearts. We'll give it till 9:15. Let's take back Illinois. Absolutely, Austin. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Olivia, hi. Very kind of everybody to be joining. We are going to solve the problem of this state by getting together like this. Biblically, if we communicate as one, there's nothing we can't accomplish, and we're going to do this. We're going to bypass all the mechanisms that these radical uniparty corrupt individuals have that have been keeping us back for so long. Go right to the people and take back our state. So I love that you're here. Thank you. We'll give it. God bless you. I can't see who said that. Hoping a JB gets arrested. I think a lot of people are hoping that occurs. So essentially, here's what's occurring. Quickly, a little background as to why we are where we are and how we can navigate through it. After the 2022 gubernatorial election here in Illinois, where Darren Bailey lost, there was a contentious primary between Richard Irvin, Darren Bailey specifically, but also Gary Rabine, Paul Schimpf, and Max Solomon, and Jesse Sullivan, all of which I'm friends with basically everyone except Richard Irvin. Don't know him. So at the end of the day, after Bailey lost, even though he had an incredible amount of resources behind him, they decided, the corrupt uniparty here that controls the mechanisms of power, decided that they have to take control of the counties that actually mean something. The counties that could flip or influence elections. And therefore, they took liberal chairman for the Republican seats, namely a Jim Zay out of DuPage County and Keith Brin out of Lake County, two counties that have such a high impact of voter engagement, philanthropy, and education. So they felt that these two, they know what the southern end of the state, how they're going to vote. They know how Cook County is going to vote. So they had to appropriate these two particular counties in order to influence elections as we go forward, and then they can start to steer and control elections if they have those power mechanisms. Well, even with those power mechanisms, they decided to continue to spread this blue agenda of taking over the entire state, and currently they're working on McHenry County and Kane County. So as someone with an incredible amount of discernment and somebody who was running with the true interest of people, I recognized what they were doing and I started to speak up about it. And there was a lot of pushback, a lot of, Joe, concentrate on your race, that's not your issue. Well, if I'm running for the health and welfare of, at the time, my district and now my state, it immediately becomes my issue if we have adverse individuals that are posturing as if they're Republicans that are actually looking to thwart a Republican agenda. By design, they created the environment in Illinois so we didn't inherit that red wave. So what they're doing now is you had Kathy Salvi and a few other Richard Porter, and some other political leaders go around the state and try to appropriate every grassroots leader that had any circle of influence. I think there was 200 of them that they actually measured and met with. Barrio, the fake doctor, Renteria, who's running with the sheriff, he's the founder of Barrio, which is a book series about growing up in a difficult way. And I'll tell you this right now, my upbringing was far more violent and oppressive than his book. I just don't talk about it. But the reality is he's a shuck and jiver, selling books off while he's posturing as if he's actually running as a lieutenant governor with this mixed up Mendrick over here that's running. So at the end of the day, they took the barrios, they took the the grassroots, the Terry Newsoms that were supposedly sitting on these parent groups, appropriated them and made huge promises to them that if you get under our umbrella, we're going to be able to profit you and give you some advantage, and then in the future, your name is going to be big with the Illinois GOP. And they all went for it. They all fell for it. They got underneath the umbrella, except me. I kept fighting against it, saying it's antithetical to the actual Republican voter. The Republican voter wants rigidity. They want somebody that's going to stand and show a distinct difference between what it means to be a Republican and a Democrat. We don't want these people uniting under an umbrella just to have a populace of supposed Republicans. We want people that actually believe in Republican values that unite around standards. So when I saw a podcast today, actually a guy that's suing me for defamation, won't go anywhere, but still, they try to distract you. Pete Jansen's with the Lake Forest podcast, who I believe was doing some very unscrupulous things and making images of me that were just horrific. I hope it wasn't him at the end of the day, but we're going to find out through our retaliatory litigation. At the end of the day, what occurs is they take these individuals and now they promote them and act as if these are the individuals that have the leadership potential, or they're the ones that are going to tell everyone the truth and inspire them to get behind them. So I was shocked today to see Aaron Del Mar. Aaron Del Mar owned an escort agency, or at least it's alleged, but it's his name on the Secretary of State and the photos, and he's the one that's actually sitting there with naked women with paintings on their bodies. Supposedly, this transfers into Las Vegas, where there properties that were owned, that were some things going on that a national columnist is doing a deep dive on that's going to come out as soon as Aaron declares any candidacy. So I hope he does it, and I hope he does it quickly. I'd love to learn more about this. But at the end of the day, to hear Aaron, an individual that was involved in this kind of business and who has failed the Republican Party for so long, he was appointed by Bruce Rauner, not to run against the Cook County GOP chair. And then after that appointment, after he sold out Republicans, they made him the chair of Cook County. Then he went to Palatine. He failed both of these townships and counties. They had no money. He didn't raise any money. He didn't inspire anybody. Didn't get anybody elected in counties. They had no money. He didn't raise any money. He didn't inspire anybody. Didn't get anybody elected. But he's a fail-safe. They know if Aaron's there, he's going to help the Democrats affect a blue agenda without much static. So that's what they did. Now, Aaron is, after he failed Cook County, went to Palatine after being a huge Hillary Clinton supporter, went to Palatine, failing there, having Colin Corbett, a consultant that gets Democrat agendas on the ballot, take over and actually sit in his chair of his township. And then Aaron ran a Democrat slate. Now, this is an article in Breakthrough Ideas by Jeannie Ives. He ran a Democrat slate, and now he became the new, again, revived, new chair again of the Cook County Republicans. So this is somebody who's supposed to inspire us. Whoever's sending these gifts, thank you so much. But at the end of the day, so hearing him on this podcast and knowing he has this weird, twisted, perverted background, number one, he's potentially running with this woman like a blonde ex-cheerleader. It's like when you see the individual who committed a rape go into court with the female attorney to offset the fact that he's, an unscrupulous individual male. That's what's going on here to fool the people. So I'm not telling you this because I don't know it. I'm telling you this because you don't understand how you're being fooled. And my job along the way with this candidacy is to make you to lessen the learning curve so you understand what's happening here. If we understand what's happening, we know how to navigate through it. So you have Aaron Del Mar. Aaron Del Mar, I called him out when he was pushing Democrats and backing individuals who were sympathetic to pedophiles. When did these individuals become the voice of the conservative Republicans? Aaron Del Mar's children's godfather, Sean Morrison, who sits on who was the GOP chair of Cook County that Aaron just took over for again, as he stepped away and people are trying to find out why, was up for re-election. Aaron was going to bat for him, even though he knew that Sean Morrison had a pedophile working for him, and he wrote a letter of leniency to him for him, went in front of a judge and asked for leniency. Because of his position and he got the leniency and received leniency, he went and did something with another 14-year-old girl. First one occurred at Sean Morrison's house, the GOP chair, out of Palos Heights or Palos Park. And then the second one happened in Colorado. So these are pedophile sympathizing protectors that I feel should be stepping down and have nothing to do in our party. We need to clear the slate and not take them seriously, render them moot. So then we can take an actual agenda that will inspire voters, independent voters, maybe Democrat voters that have been fatigued and do not want to get up and vote for Republicans because we're surrounded by these interlopers. Tom DeVore's another one. Why is Tom DeVore the voice of the Republican Party for Richard Porter downstate? These are lapdogs for corrupt individuals. Tom DeVore took advantage of a woman. He was saddled with an 8-count or a 6-count ARDC complaint because he took advantage of women. And now he's the one that's speaking out on behalf of grassroots and attacking candidates like myself. We can definitely do something differently. Women abusers do not belong in our party. And that's what's frustrating for me. I'm getting called out. Jim Economos is putting up posts that trans women are very appetizing. Well, I don't know many Republicans that, are celebrating this trans agenda right now. Why? And he's sponsoring John Anthony's show, Black and Right. Now he has 2 shows, one in, I believe, Michigan now too. It's time that we draw a line in the sand and say we're no longer going to do this. We're going to stand on value and principle and fight against these people. Donald Trump said it. It's not me they're after, it's you. I'm just in the way. That's why I'm fighting so many of these people. You have Libs of Chicago. It's a Twitter account that's managed by a consultant that is attacking good candidates, not only myself, but others. He's like the Rachel Maddow of X in Chicago, trying to steer elections, and they create this narrative. We can no longer allow this to occur. The longer we allow this to occur, the more of a detriment Republicans are going to suffer. They have the Ted Dabrowski that's going to run, and all these individuals. They know they won't make money off smart, enthusiastic candidates that resonate with the people, so they need the individuals that they can profit from. That's why they want Ted Dabrowski in the race. So we have to be vigilant in the way that we do things. Thank you for saying you're going to vote for me. I'm going on a rant today, folks. So at the end of the day, I'm choosing not to be a part of this system. I'm here as a Republican voice for the people, and I'm not compromising it. I've literally they've tried to arrest me, not even accused. They've tried to arrest me 5 times for telling you exactly this, saying they find it harmful, offensive, threatening, etc. That they don't know how to interpret my intent. Here's my intent. I don't want bad actors around Republicans. And the people that don't know about it, I want to make them aware. They filed three orders of protection against me. Terry Newsom 2, this Michael Scornavaco 1, which is very odd. These pedophiles, Jim Lanham in Will County, Jim Lanham, at his own admission in text, was asking an underage woman to have sex and liquor her up. And he's attacking me online because I called him out about it. There's nothing that they have on me. I'm not a deviant. I'm a father of 5. I've been married for 23 years. I've never done anything inappropriate like that. There's a lot of things you can accuse me of and mistakes I made in my life. Never took advantage of women or children. So at the end of the day, these sick, ill-inspired individuals need to be removed from our party, voted down, asked to step down. Christine Clausen out of Will County has Emily Cahill, a career criminal, acting for representing young Republicans in Will County and protest the protesters. Jim Lanham trying to have intercourse with a woman, an underage girl. You have Val Ojeda. Val Ojeda is probably the biggest slob in Illinois. I'm sorry to be so coarse. Literally, you can't even stand in the room with him. He's so filthy and disgusting. And at the end of the day, they're all taking photos. Like, imagine being in an elevator with the most outrageous flatulence and then acting like you're smelling some floral bouquet. That's what it reminds me of with these people. They're all, hanging on one another, taking selfies, and ignoring the fact that each one is as culpable and corrupt as the next. Well, then if you show up in that room and you don't share that biography, they fight against you and they try to really cause harm. My fights, I want you to know, are because I'm standing in between. I'm the barrier and I'm inspiring you to believe in something. So I need everybody to get behind me. I need everybody to vote for me on March 17th. I'm going to keep filling you in as we go along. And it's tough to read some of these. Can you tell me a few real quick? I'll answer.
Are you a Republican or a Democrat?
I am 100 as we go along, and it's tough to read some of these. Can you tell me a few real quick? I'll answer.
Are you a Republican or a Democrat?
I am 100% Republican. The Rachel Maddow of Chicago, Libs of Chicago X Twitter, and sister, I have been shot in the head. And they made fun of me for it. I don't take it personal. These are people that have accomplished nothing in their life. They have no navigation skills. They're there to profit off the hopes of individuals that want a better tomorrow, and I'm standing in the way so they can't. So these corrupt consultants, these pseudo leaders, these ineffectuals are no longer going to have a seat at the Republican table in Illinois. I am the voice of the conservatives, and I'm bringing it. Schools are no longer going to have a seat at the Republican table in Illinois. I am the voice of the conservatives, and I'm bringing it straight to you.
What could you do for Illinois?
Okay, we're going to abolish the Safety Act. We're going to lower not only property but employment tax. We have a huge Safety Act. We're going to lower not only property but employment tax. We have a huge list creating our page now independent government just quit that I'm very next. Thank you. Is we get on the ballot. We need the minimum is, or the requirement is 5,000 signatures to get on the ballot. We need registered Republican voters to sign our petition. And we need individuals we can trust to go out there and gather these signatures. So when we turn them in, we stay on the ballot. We'll be able to win our primary. Everybody will know the interests of the individuals behind why they're running. And then we'll be able to be the one to battle and compete with J.B. Pritzker and take Illinois back. That's the only way we're going to do it. and we cannot be shy. Now is the time to be bold. If you love your state like I do, be bold. Go out there, tell people enough of what we've had, break through from the matrix, as Andrew Tate says, break away from it, do something different. The definition of insanity, repeating the same thing, expecting a different result. We can create a new result now. March 17th, vote for me in the primary, regardless of whatever is said or done out there, and you're going to have somebody that's actually fighting for you on the main stage.
What about our electric bills?
Okay, so we're bringing other forms of energy, and we're going to be able to lower the electrical costs all the way across natural gas, gasoline. They're pilfering the pocket of those. It's like when they put the cannabis store up or the casino. It's in the areas of those that struggle the most, if you notice, and that's what they're doing now. We're struggling, and they're causing new taxes. They want to move into a progressive tax, an exit tax. There's a lot happening here that we need to fight against, and we're going to continue to fight. I'm telling you, you're going to have a better day ahead. We're going to restructure and bankrupt a certain amounts of debt we have that are going to free up capital for you to live easier from a tax perspective.
How are you different from Rauner?
Okay, Bruce Rauner, first of all, if Rod Blagojevich didn't get incarcerated and go to jail, Rauner would have never won. So that's number one. Number two, so he wasn't the right guy anyway. Number two, Rauner is a Democrat, but he ran as a Republican. By their deeds, you will know them, as it states in the Bible. He did everything a Democrat would do. His wife sat on the board of Planned Parenthood, passed the most atrocious and death cultish abortion laws late term in Illinois. He did nothing for us. He had interests in pensions. And that's why he didn't navigate through the Capitol like he could have and like I will. I don't have those interests. He did. And that's why he wasn't successful, because he would have stepped on his own toes.
What about crime and safety?
Abolishing the Safety Act. We're going back to Rudy Giuliani times. We're taking back our state. What he did as mayor, implementing the police when they needed them in the right areas strategically, that's exactly what we're going to do. And it's an easy fix. The problem is they're mismanaging budgets. There's no budgets for the police. You see all the speeding, the traffic accidents, everything that's going on. There's no more police on the street. They're putting a drone vehicle somewhere, posturing as if they're monitoring traffic, and they're not, on creating dangerous situations on our streets rather than actually hiring more police that we need, that they don't have the budget for, but we will, putting them on the street and helping to facilitate a more safe environment for our citizens. That's exactly what we're going to do.
A lot of questions about state workers' pensions.
Okay, we have a whole pension plan that we're going to roll out. Go ahead. Oh.
You keep freezing up, they said.
Oh, I'm sorry. People are trying to join me, and I'm not that familiar with this. And thank you, Nolan. I appreciate it. Thank you. Go ahead.
They're really just talking about you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And, a lot of people, funny enough, ask about my ethnic background. A lot of people think I'm Spanish, Italian. I'm actually Greek and Italian. I am Greek Orthodox. I'm a very strict Catholic, basically. Greek Orthodox, and grew up in Cicero, lived there 13 years. That's it, like I said, literally fighting every day. These guys they couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. Mentally, physically, spiritually, I can fight anyone at any time, anywhere, on a live stage or in a bag. Mentally, physically, spiritually, I can fight anyone at any time, anywhere, on a live stage or in a, behind. Stick to my values. I'm anywhere, on a live stage or in a, behind. Stick to my values and fight for others. Advocate. 17th, and it will be. Okay, so education. Parents are the first educators. I just took off a shirt before I did this live. It says MAPS on it, and it says minor. It says MAPS on it, and it says minor attracted individuals are pedophiles. No more of that reading books in school. No more pedophiles. No more of that reading books in school. No more intimate talk, relationships, etc. You see, the molestation and the perversion in schools are on the rise because they've introduced erotica between an adult and a child. That's going to stop on day one. This isn't about being, straight with how it's appropriate to interact with a child. And there's nothing appropriate about sexual materials being discussed around children. When I was a kid, I'll refrain from telling you what would happen to adults that did that when I was a kid and where did they find them. It's just no place for it.
Are you pro 2A, and what about unions?
Yes.
Are you pro 2A, and what about unions?
Yes. Okay, so the union, I am pro-union. Grew up in a Teamsters household. My father was a business agent for 30 years of the 727 Teamsters Union. So, yes for unions. Yes, I'm a Republican that supports the Teamsters and unions. Absolutely. Auto workers, you name it. As the school, the teachers union is the one I have the problem with because they're polluting the education and the long-term outcomes of success our children are going to have to compete nationally and globally. They keep lowering the bar instead of raising it in order for people to actually have good educational outcomes. So I have a problem with the teachers union, but I believe parents are the first educators, and we're going to. I believe in homeschooling and the dollar following the child.
So apparently the feed is not working, and a lot of people aren't able to see what's going on right now.
Okay, so that's another thing that's happening. I'm being shadow banned like crazy, folks. Every time I put a video up, 30 people were reporting. They shadow ban me. They fool around with my IPNs or whatever they are. So at the end of the day, that's what's happening. That's why it's crucial that we be the voice. Tell your friend and neighbors. Tell two people about this candidacy. We can take it back. They're frail and weak. All we have to do is collect as one, show up on March 17th in masses, in the droves, and we take all the power right back. Go ahead.
DCFS?
DCF needs to be completely disassembled and rehabilitated. They're not serving children, and I'm well aware of what's going wrong. The trafficking, they're starting to take, they're doing horrific things to children that we're going to talk about.
Are you being paid by Pritzker?
Okay, that's such an asinine, I can't tell you how dumb and ridiculous a statement that is. First of all, if Pritzker was going to pay me, it wouldn't be now. I'm not even on the ballot yet. That's how these monkeys try to buffalo you into believing something's occurring. It's not. Stop the narratives. Remember, every time you hear Severino is a rhino or Severino is being paid, you're talking to somebody that's either a pedophile, a pervert, or has their own interest that I'm fighting against behind the scenes. Not getting paid by Pritzker, and I will drop out of my candidacy if anybody could show where a dime of Pritzker's money has come to my campaign. It's a complete lie. I've been fighting against these guys. I've had the three-letter agencies pound on my door. I've had escrow money taken out. I've had untold litigation cast upon me. Without any merit, but it's up to me to fight against it. So, no, they don't do that to somebody that's being paid.
What about car insurance companies?
Okay, these insurance companies, I put a video out specifically saying that we're going to criminalize these insurance companies and the bad actors in Illinois from taking advantage of people or trying to relinquish control in a concerted effort or conspiratorial effort to defraud those that have policies that aren't getting paid properly. It's a coerced effort. They've testified in front of Congress. There's plenty of testimony evidencing. I myself has experienced this. I'd like to have him arrested now, but we'll wait until I get in office, and then we'll legislate for that. Go ahead.
What about the FOID card?
FOID card, no more FOID cards. The FOID, they used to say void the FOID. I don't believe that the FOID card should exist, and I don't believe that there should be any fee attributed to the FOID card. The bans on the ARs is going to go away. We are no longer going to be an unconstitutional state. The Constitution will rise the day I get elected.
How are you going to help the veterans?
Okay, I love the veterans. We're going to help them with health care here in Illinois, maybe a specific card, like a gold card for health care, anything that they need, physically, psychically. They're going to have a red carpet rolled out to them as far as access, rather than criminal aliens or aliens going in front of them, non-citizens, etc. We're going to ensure that none of them are ever sleeping out in the cold. They're always going to have a place to safely rest their head. They fought for our country. We're going to fight for them in Illinois.
Where can we get your signs?
Sign up on the website. Request a sign, and then we'll get it delivered to you unless we're doing a talk or visiting your area. If you sign up for our alerts, you'll be made aware. But right now, we just have to tell everybody the narrative is they want to, these interlopers want to take advantage of the opportunity. Pritzker's numbers are down. We need somebody with the face and the ability to be able to go against J.B. Pritzker and actually compete. Everyone out there that they're trying to posture up as if that can happen has a secondary interest, not your interest at heart, and they're not going to be able to do that.
What are you going to do to bridge the gap between Chicago and downstate?
We're creating a sustainable tax base downstate, so you're no longer tethered to the misuse of our tax dollars on the northern end of the state. We don't have to annex Cook County and separate, etc. You need a leader that can manage both ends of the state, and that's exactly what I can do.
What would you pursue to make Illinois better for civilians overall?
We have to get back to a sense of community. The sense of community is absent in Illinois. We used to, argue with our neighbors over hedges and fence lines and, whether they wanted, as I say, the cellos in school. That's what separated a Democrat from a Republican. The Democrats, very appropriately at the time, wanted more arts in the schools because kids flourish with arts, which I'm a big fan of. And I have a heart for the community. However, right now we're not thriving. We're not living as members of a community. It's division and separation and hate. And we have to heal that. And we need a leader that can offer the inspiration for that to occur. And that's exactly why I'm running for office and to be the next Republican governor of Illinois.
Will you change the sanctuary city?
Yeah, day one. It's over, folks. No longer. The Safety Act and Sanctuary City gone. We have the top cop in the nation that's going to head and by design, this individual, as a matter of fact, they wanted him for the position in the past, and he's only coming forward because the potential of my being elected. So the director of the Illinois State Police and Illinois Department of Corrections, two separate appointments that I make, those individuals are going to help facilitate not just the safety, but removing and rolling out a red carpet for ICE and the Trump administration to help us work in concert to ensure that only citizens and documented individuals are within are on the soil in Illinois.
How can we trust you? How are you any different from Democrats or Republicans that are corrupt?
It's very... I don't have any politicians I trust. The only politician I trust is Donald Trump. It's the only individual I know, and having run against the system, I know what they did to him. What they did to him on a national level is what they're trying to do to me on a local level. And the greater your voice, the more they attack. I've been threatened again. There's an anti-Semite that I put a press release out on. I just got a letter from his attorney. They're going to sue me if I don't give him $10,000 because he used a horrific word to describe a Jewish person, and I called him out on it. So this is an individual that is saying it, that wants to sue. So they try to distract you. But here's the thing, folks. They've never dealt with a Joe Severino before. I don't lose and I don't quit. And I'll never do that. Right now, this is about us. This is a fight. Don't expect a big smile when we're marching down that battlefield. It's an ugly situation, and sometimes we have to, understand we can't be boardroom Joe in the middle of a battlefield. So allow me to fight for you, bring you the truth. All I'm asking, come out on March 17th. You vote for me in that primary, and we are taking Illinois back. It's never actually been in the hands of people from Illinois since 1960, probably before, but definitely since 1960. They're offshoring, and private equity has all of our assets and revenues that we're going to be bringing back to make your life easier. I need an opportunity to do it.
Can you stop the catch and release from jail?
Yes, that we can stop it. We have a whole program.
And
Give me 2 more questions.
What are your plans to reduce violence in Chicago?
Okay, we've answered it. We're the larger police presence and abolishing the Safety Act. Criminals are going to be treated like criminals again. People learn through adversity. Criminals learn through being incarcerated and punished. They don't learn. It's similar to a child in timeout. You let them out early. You don't, stay strict with them. They're not going to learn the lesson. We're going to make them learn the lessons.
When do we get to see your lovely wife?
So, yeah, you know what it is? When they're out there throwing arrows at you and threatening to beat you up everywhere you go, it's tough to show up with my family, but you're going to, I have a beautiful wife of 23 years. I have 5 children, 4 girls. I love them. I'm very proud of them from a biblical standpoint, with the people that they are and what they represent for their own lives. And I think you'll be impressed with them. Last question.
There really aren't any more.
You're going to win, and I know it. Let's end it with that statement. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. We're going to do this a lot more. Spread the word. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.